Hi friends, welcome back to my channel where I give you quick and easy tips you need to live well. Today we are talking about the easiest way to get yourself out of a funk. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, what it feels like to just be in a bad mood and you seem like you can't actually move yourself out of it. I am going to give you advice as a certified life coach and also someone who is studying psychology on the graduate level. When I break this down to you, you will be like, that was so easy. Why didn't I think of this? Okay, the first thing you need to understand is that your thoughts and your emotions are not inherently you, they are separate. The average human has 70,000 thoughts every single day. That does not mean that every one of those 70,000 thoughts are real, or your personality, or who you are as a person. They are just things flying through your mind. Your emotions are the same way. Your emotions ebb and flow. Sometimes they're really intense, sometimes they're dull and more subtle. It goes up and down, so you don't need to beat yourself up about having a bad feeling. The reason I wanted to start with this is because self-blame, self-criticism can make your bad mood even worse. A lot of times people will feel some anxiousness, and instead of moving through that anxiousness, they stop to be like, oh my God, why am I feeling anxious? There's something wrong with me. And what does that do? It just makes the anxiousness feel a little bit worse. So there's a lot of talk online and books and therapy and psychology about healing your inner child, taking care of your inner child. I am going to use that metaphor to help you understand just how easy it is to get yourself out of a funk. Think of your emotions as a part of your inner child. If you think of a child who is throwing a tantrum or acting out, what do they usually want? Attention. Your emotions are the same way. They just want attention. The good thing about this is that your emotions only need 90 seconds of attention before they feel good enough to move on. So this is the equivalent of a kid crying because they didn't get to have ice cream for dinner, and you let them wail for 90 seconds and then they cry themselves to sleep and you can all move on with your life. Now, what that looks like with emotions is if you have a negative emotion, an emotion that you do not want to feel any longer, a lot of people try to bypass it, pretend they don't have it, or like I said, beat themselves up for having it, instead of just letting it cry itself out. So the thing I need you to remember is that emotions only need 90 seconds to be processed in your body. Any longer than that is a bit of an overkill. So what this looks like practically, say that I am just feeling super embarrassed about something that I did yesterday. Instead of trying to bypass it or overthinking why I feel embarrassed, what I do in those scenarios is I sit and I allow myself to be super embarrassed. I set a timer for either 90 seconds or 3 minutes, and I just sit there. I'm so embarrassed. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I did it. That was insane. Allowing myself to sit in that emotion. All it wants is attention. After the 90 seconds or 3 minutes, if the emotion feels really intense, replace it with another one. So instead of embarrassed, maybe I would feel confident. So for that same 90 seconds or 3 minutes, I force myself to reach for that emotion. At least I got the embarrassment out of the way. I feel a lot more confident now. If that was the worst I could feel, then think about how great it's going to be now. I'm so confident in my word. Whatever you need to do to reach for the opposite emotion for 90 seconds, psychology tells us after that 90 seconds of holding an emotion, it's okay to, go elsewhere. Replace it with a better emotion and you will feel better in 90 seconds. So next time you have a negative emotion, you do not need to push yourself through it. You just need to give it attention. Let it cry itself out. 90 seconds, fully allow yourself to feel the extent of that emotion, and from there you can move on, reach to a better one. If after the 90 seconds you still aren't feeling well, try again. Or go longer, 90 seconds, 3 minutes. Just 90-second intervals is what psychology tells us is what it takes to move through an emotion. I hope this was helpful, and like and subscribe for more tips on how you can live well. Bye.